Let's switch down to New South Wales now and catch up with the Water Minister, Melinda Pavey. Thanks for joining us, Melinda. Always good to talk to you. I want to get to water issues in a moment, but first up, the fact that Anastasia Palaszczuk is opening up her border to Sydney-siders come Monday, that's a great relief, but it must be so frustrating. It never should have been shut in the first place, and you don't know when it's going to be shut again.
Well, for the region that I proudly represent, the mid-north coastal paradise of Australia, New South Wales, we've been able to have the benefits of those tourists that have been flocking to us for their holidays. But I have had, a fear and a concern for all those small business operators along the Gold Coast. A lot of them are, friends and families. I mean, we're a region, and for what they've had to go through because of some short-sightedness and some silliness that has gone on. But anyway, we made the most of it on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. But hopefully, people will still come to our region and they'll be able to travel to other parts of Australia. And I think if there's one positive, it's one of the positives. We're getting to see more of this great nation.
Yeah, now let's talk about water. And this time last year, we're at the end of that drought. We're battling difficult bushfires right across New South Wales, the eastern seaboard. We didn't know it then, but we weren't too far off the drought breaking. How are we placed now with water resources a year on?
We had 38 towns this time last year almost out of water. And we're not talking little towns. We were talking towns like even Tamworth and Foster, Orange and Dubbo. So, yes, what a year a good slug of rain makes. What a difference. It has been relief. And to see the farmers finally being able to use their water to put in the crops, to have record wheat harvest, 77% more than what we're experiencing over the past 3 years. It has been an amazing relief. It's good for consumers, it's good for the products on the shelves, and it's great for our exporters. 70% of what we grow, we export to world markets. We're an incredible nation in terms of feeding the world and our country. And we need water to do it, and to see the rivers flowing, our native fish stock growing, it's been a relief. But also to ensure we don't run out of water in our amazing towns. And who'd have thought? I think Warragamba Dam in Sydney's up to 96%. It's an absolute turnaround. And many people say that it's a very dry continent. We shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that. But it is a very wet continent at times. That is why we need dams. That is why we need to be able to store and manage our water to the best of our abilities, which is why we're getting on with Wyangla Dam near Cowra and Dungowan Dam near Tamworth.
Yeah, it's great to see for everyone except Tim Flannery, because I think it's proven his theories wrong. It was wonderful to see driving around over the summer. As you say, the crops in December, some of the harvesting I saw going on in places that were dust bowls this time last year is fantastic. I just need to ask you about your Nationals colleagues. Federally, they're kicking up a bit of a stink. Barnaby Joyce seems to think the Nationals are getting screwed over by the Liberals federally. Is he having a go at Michael McCormack, or do the Liberals take their country cousins for granted?
Well, when we saw dual carriageway of the Pacific Highway completed in New South Wales in December, I don't think anyone's screwing over the National Party. It's about good teams working together. I want more manufacturing, I want more jobs and more opportunities. And I think the more we work together, get on with the job and put our heads down and deliver that, that's what the communities expect of us. And another positive, if you want, from COVID is the fact that more people are finding regional New South Wales and regional Australia again. We're seeing data. You talk to any real estate agent in my electorate, rentals are at a very tough time, but you can't get a rental. They can't get listings, and everything's selling within 5 minutes. So that's a message that people can work differently. They can live near the beach. Their kids can play 4 different sports on a Saturday and not spend 7 hours in a car driving around a major capital city. So there are opportunities for our communities, and that's what we're focusing on as a national party post-COVID to really seize the day and take on those great opportunities that we do now have.
Great to see the regions flourishing. You just got to hope it's not a whole lot of Green voters moving up there and knocking you out of a job. Thanks for joining us, Melinda. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.
Melinda Pavey, the New South Wales Water Minister.